Blue. All right. Hello,
Ooh,
everybody.
okay. Like,
Hi, everyone on video. Denise, I don't know if you're looking at the video. I was just telling them that I have on this crystal necklace, which I love, but then you can't even see it when I'm on here. So this is Shelley Dressel. Tonight is the Goddess Light Channeled Meditation. This is what I first originally started my website and the channeling events and things that I do. So this is on the first and third Mondays of the month. Today is the first Monday of May, and here we are. I don't know what the goddess is going to be talking about tonight, but I do know that there have been lots of changes. Last month, I had my 22nd anniversary that I've been doing these twice a month, and I've missed very, very, very few of them, actually. So, as a gift, I decided if you want to email me a question, I'll channel the answer and send it back. Well, it ended up being way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Had over 60 people, so it took a long time. However, I really enjoyed doing it. Yeah, exactly. I really enjoyed doing it, and there were some really incredible responses. If you get my email, I wrote in the email today about a couple of them that really stood out to me. But it's just amazing. So let's see. So that I'm done with that now. But that was fun. And let's see. So today is Monday. I have the Goddess teleconference. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to have the Universal Light Beings. Sometimes they end up being the same week. Sometimes they're on different weeks. For the next couple of months, they're going to be on the same week. So there'll be an email that comes out through Crystalline Transformations. I have two separate websites. So depending on what I'm doing, it comes out through each one. But if that's something that you like to listen to, then that'll be on Wednesday at, what time? 7:00. So this is at 9:00 and that one is at 7:00. I chose 9:00 for this when I started doing the meditations because it was late enough. And I used to do them on Sunday. For 21 of those years, I did it on Sunday. And I think it was like last May, June, July, something like that. I switched over to Monday. But anyway, I really appreciate all of you being here. I love doing these. Again, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what's going to come out. But I will say that the energy has really gotten so much lighter and there's so much of an easier flow going through. For example, a lot of these meditations would take like 50 minutes or so, sometimes 55, 45 minutes. And I think the last one was like 33. And I was like, wow, when I got done and I saw what the time was, I thought, how could it only be 33 minutes? It was only 33 minutes. But I think it's because we're working in such a high frequency and it's just the time just it's like we're shifting time when we go into the all that is, and we're expanding into just a different concept, which leads me to think about like our consciousness. And as our consciousness keeps ascending, how is that also affecting all of these? So anyway, these are food for thought, and who knows how it's all going to go. But welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. And let's see. You know what? Is this one the Wesak Festival, or is it the second one in May? I always forget. When is the full moon in May? Do y'all know?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I think it might be coming up. No, it wasn't full moon this weekend. But anyway, maybe, frequently the goddess will connect to the Wesak Festival, which is the alignment of Buddha and Christ as they come into the earth plane. And it's a time that's really a powerful portal and a powerful opening. Of course, today's the 5/5 portal. I don't know. There's always so many different potentials, and I feel as if we just have an opportunity to really tap into so many different amazing things. Okay, well, let's just jump in here and let's get going.
The recording has started. All participants are muted.
As we begin our journey this evening, I invite you to focus on your breathing. As you take in a deep breath, breathe in the air that surrounds you. Bring in your consciousness that surrounds you and breathe it all the way down through your nose. Breathe it down into your lungs. Hold it for a moment. Whew, and then release. Breathe out. Let go of any tension or stress. Let go of anything that may be hanging over you. And just let your awareness, let your focus be on you. Let it just be on whatever it is that you may be feeling, seeing, sensing in and around you. Taking another breath. Again, breathing in through your nose. It goes down into your lungs, and then as it moves into your heart's, you're actually connected into your heart center. And as your heart expands, you just hold that breath of energy and light for a moment. And then as you breathe out, let go of tension. Let go of stress. Let go of anything at all that may be a distraction. With one final breath, as you're breathing in, breathe all the way down within you into every cell within you. And as you breathe into the cells in your body, fill each cell with light. Fill each cell with energy so that everything within you is flowing and moving in a balanced state. And then as you breathe out one last time, just let your energy calm, let your mind clear as you focus within. Namasika Venia Benya. Namasika Venia Benya. I greet you, beloved family. I reach out from my heart to yours. I reach out to connect with you in this now moment. Your time-space reality is shifting around you. As your vibration rises, your energy expands, and therefore, your alignment with the movement of time also transitions. So much of life is about your perception. Your perception is the way that your mental body filters what may be going on in and around you. And those thoughts are influenced by your emotions, by perhaps how you may be feeling. So that at any given moment in time, you're receiving all of this information. It moves throughout your consciousness, some going into your unconscious. And then you express or react or integrate whatever that may be. It is so important for you to pay attention to where your thoughts are at any given moment in time. The reason for this is that when you are paying attention to what you might be reading or thinking about or experiencing, it becomes very easy to be able to discern when something is either out of kilter or there's a problem, or there's something going on, consider what that may be. Think about your day. What was today like for you? Think about the last few days. What was happening for you? I have this sense that many of you feel like you're on a roller coaster where your emotions are up and down all the time, where you're inundated with things that you need to do and then don't have enough time to get it all done. So in this now moment, understand that you can always let go of anything that is pulling you down that doesn't help you. And you can always let go other people's perceptions. You are the one that is living in this now moment. And you can choose where you place your focus. Even just speaking that while you're still here in your everyday reality, I could feel everybody just calming down, finding a greater balance, and just their energies leveling out. Take a deep breath in, breathing into your heart center as you create that ball of energy or that ball of light. I invite you to not only feel that chakra energy body around your heart, but let that become the focus where you send your awareness. You then let a stream of that move down through your solar plexus, your sacral center, your root center, and it goes down, anchoring into the earth. As you anchor into Gaia, you can feel those energies, not only the heartbeat of Gaia, but the vibration of the solid, balanced energy. And that's another way that you can intrinsically just bring all of your focus down and to ground. Feel that energy as it comes back up within you. It then moves up through your throat, your third eye, your head center, your crystalline energy body, and then it flows upward until you connect with your higher self. Look around your higher self. This is a place where you frequently will come as you need to process something. You might come here to look at a problem or have a greater understanding. But this is a blend of your soul and your human experience. You let your energy continue to move upward. It's like that thread of energy moves until it connects to your soul. It's as if your soul sends that thread down that is you in this lifetime And you're just following that all the way back into your soul. As you connect, you can feel the essence. You can look around. You may see other lifetimes. You may see aspects of you that are currently living in another reality. But most of all, you see this glorious light. That is you. I, the goddess, walk in and amongst each one of you. As I move within this space, my energies merge with yours, and then it shifts everything into the all that is. Look around. Look around at what this place is for you. The majority of you are very familiar with this area. You come here on a consistent basis, sometimes in your dream state, sometimes when you are deeply in a meditation, or sometimes if you just reach out and say, hey, I need some energy. It may flow from here or it may flow from your soul. The Wesak festival is coming up within about a week or so. Every year we get together to experience it. If you look back over the last several years, each time there was a deeper and deeper connection in how you, as the observer, aligned with the Christ energies and the Buddhic energies. If you are unfamiliar, this is around the full moon in May. It represents Buddha and his lifetime and his birthday. And it's a time when he returns to earth so as to not only give blessings to everyone, but to reaffirm his vibration and energy. The other part of this is that Yeshua also returns to earth because they come from the same soul consciousness, the oversoul of Sananda. And as it blends that which is of the Christ and that which is of the Buddha, all of those vibrations are merged together so as to create a deeper balance and a deeper expansion. This always takes place in what they call a high meadow in the Himalayan mountains. And so you see in front of you this meadow. It oftentimes looks as if it's set up for a celebration. There are many people that are already here waiting. And if you consider a meadow with rocks and trees, and then the sides of the mountain, people are in the meadow, people are on the sides of the mountains, in the rocks, in the trees. You can choose and allow your focus to be wherever you would like it to be. If you don't know, then your soul knows the best place for you at this time. There's such a sense of anticipation. There's such a sense of excitement. And this year, there's a subtle difference because the vibration is higher than it has ever been. So look around from wherever you find yourself, understanding that if there's something you would like to see, you just think about it and your consciousness goes to wherever that may be. There's sudden stillness. Everybody becomes quiet. And from within that stillness, you see two beams of light that come down into the center of this valley. Most often, one comes in and then the second. This time, they both come in at the same time. And as that beam of light comes down and it connects to the earth, they each manifest in physical form. They each turn and look around at those of you that are here for this experience. Some people fall to the ground because the light and the vibration is too much for them. But each of you are able to have your own experience. As they both land on the earth, the highest it does not feel like the Dalai Lama, but a high vibration that represents Buddhism steps forward, as does someone that represents the Christ energies. Again, also, it is not the Pope or anyone in that series. As each of these people step forward, they welcome them into this now moment. By the humans being able to speak with them, it's grounding and aligning the energies in such a way that everybody present is able to connect and feel. As they come forth into this space, suddenly you see behind them, the clouds are opening up again and more are descending. These are other aspects of Sananda. Abraham, Krishna, Muhammad, and it feels like there's one more. As everybody arrives in this meadow, you can now recognize that there were others that were waiting for each one of these beings to manifest. They come together as a group. And as they do so, this tremendous star emanates up from the group of them together. They are each sending their own vibration and frequency that represents all of their followers into the center of this group, and it merges together to create this brilliant star. Everybody in the valley can see it. Even people beyond the valley can see this star. It is as if they merge together and you see one figure standing there that is completely translucent, completely filled with light and high vibration. This is Sananda. Sananda walks in a small circle at those that are closest to him. And then he sits down on a rock and begins to speak. Greetings. I am Yeshua. I am Buddha. I am Abraham. I am Muhammad. I am Krishna. I am you. All of us, known as the gathered collective energy of Sananda, have walked as humans on this planet. We each came forth at a time that needed a spiritual support. We each came into a different part of the planet, but mostly this section that includes Tibet, India, Egypt, Southern Europe, as you call it, going as far as China, as far north as what you call the Northern Europeans. As you look at this world now, it has been chopped up into many, many different pieces. So don't really worry about where exactly each one of us were. Understand more so, it was about we each came in at a time-space reality in the history of this planet so as to assist humanity. We come back at this time because the ascension is in its final phase. We know that you may or may not agree with that, but our perspective of not only looking at what's going on, but being present here at this moment, when we bring all the pieces back together as one, we're here to represent that everything on this planet is coming back together as one. Indeed, you will still have your different countries, your different cultures, your different communities, but that which is one is the awakening of the soul consciousness. It has always been there. It is always a part of each one of you. But it was dormant and dumbed it down and diminished for many thousands of years. There were evil ones that tried to steal your soul. In some, they received a piece of consciousness, but they could never take the soul. Your soul is the most powerful aspect of you throughout the entire universe. So not only you, the person, you, this human that is listening and feeling our vibration right now, but you as your soul essence that you just connected to, and then you as your soul throughout the universe. The final aspect of the ascension is that true awakening of the soul in every single person. And as your soul awakens, let me rephrase that because I can already hear you saying, it's already awake, it's already there. I already have my soul. Indeed, that is true. But your soul is access to the universe. It's your access to other lifetimes. It's your access to your abilities of telepathy, teleportation. That quantum consciousness of the universe is present in your soul. And that is what is becoming available to you in your everyday reality. It is no longer the time of separation and piecemeal. It is now the time to understand that as you love and accept and affirm your own self, you are loving and accepting all aspects of you. And as you can do this, your vibration raises and raises and raises. This is not about a competition of any sort. This is about the true understanding for who you are. There are so many aspects of your physicality, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, your DNA, all of those different aspects that make up you, the person that is here in this moment. And your soul is all of that and even more. So you let go the limitation of being human. You open to the experience of that true essence for who you are. And there's nothing but love when you are truly connected to your soul. I can feel how many of you feel this so deeply within you. You feel the emotion of the experience. Be in this moment without analytics, without anything. Simply be present in this moment. There will be a great deal of the structures around you that will break apart. There has been great disservice done not only to humanity, but to what's represented as your history. As these changes come about, understand that you will be learning more and more and more about the authentic and truth of not only humanity, but the universe. For now, each one of us will move out through this meadow. We will connect with all that are here in this now moment, or any time you connect in the future. We are here. We are united. We are one on Saluia. There's still a brilliant white and golden light that emanates from the center of this valley or this meadow. And as they separate, they reach out and connect with every single person that is here. It remains that blended Sananda energy. And as they merge with your energies, not only are they reinforcing for you that everything they represent is already within you, but they are also helping you to remember who you are as your soul. Feel. Just be in this place of receiving this energy. In some, it almost feels like an electrical impulse that is moving up and down through you. As I watch this meadow, I see some people as if they are growing and their energy is just expanding out as large as they so choose. Others, I notice that they no longer look the same as when they arrived. They have taken on the features, the vibration, the energy of this light-filled being. Sananda and all the aspects reside in the universe, but the majority of their focus is the earth. They have all been nurturers of humanity. They all have such massive expansion and love for humanity. And their focus is earth. So consider how that feels to you, because as this is opening up your own energy so that you may expand and be filled, it is also sending through you their thoughts, their reality, their alignment, because everybody is merging as one. Whew. The entire meadow is now pulsating with light and energy. There is no time-space reality. They stay here as long as they need, but for the moment and for this meditation, all of them come back together, forming that one essence that represents Sananda. And it's as if it's moving in a spiral. And as you look at this spiral, you see the various faces of Sananda. And some of you may also be the faces within this spiral. As it all comes together, it then ascends back up into the universe. And it is total silence in the meadow. Everybody feels this, experiences this. You know who you are even more fully than you ever have before. Some of you may choose to remain in this meadow. Please do, as long as you would like. For the rest, allow your consciousness to come back into the space of the all that is. Or shall I say, into your space within the all that is. And as each one of you come back within this moment, recognize that you are changed. Having this experience changes you at a cellular level within you. I still invite you to come together as a group. This time, as the hologram comes up within, you see that it is already infused with the energy and light from the Wesak festival. You still send your own perception into this hologram, because as you do so, it will help others to understand that there is a new vibration, a new frequency that is present to be integrated. The hologram is filled with light. It's filled with sparkling energy. There's always that piece that goes out to the universe, and the remainder moves down. It moves down through the energies of everybody's higher self. It moves through the collective consciousness of the earth, and it goes down into the center of the earth. Here it's anchoring. You can see that there are actually changes taking place. And as that happens, everything comes up. Everything that you sent into the hologram that was your experience comes up from where you are anchored into the earth. The remainder vibrates in and around everybody. As it does so, everybody will awaken even further. I invite you to start anchoring your own energies. You bring the remainder of your consciousness, it comes from the all that is, through your soul in the soul plane, comes down through your higher self, and it anchors here within you. Take a minute to just go beyond thinking and processing and just be present with the essence of who you are. The more that these types of energies are in and around you, the easier it will be for you just to receive and accept without having to always analyze. As you come back within the room, if you would like to ask a question, you may press *6 on your phone. If you're in the live stream, there's a phone number you can call, and then press *6 to get into the queue. And we will answer as many as we can. It feels like so many are hoping to stay and be present out in the high meadow. So it doesn't feel like there are as many that have returned.
Q&A session has started.
The vibrations of this evening have all been on the earth plane before, but it's been a very long time. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. How you doing? I have a question. My daughter got hurt at work, really bad, and had to go to the emergency room. And one of her friends did that to her, and she can't walk right now. She has a boot, and she hurt her ankle, and she's out of work for like a month and a half, 2 months. I've been trying to sue the corporate. I'm not going to say the corporation, but I'm trying to sue them and trying to do the right thing for her. Do you see anything that I can do that I'm not doing about this situation?
So it feels as if we just got this message that a report has not been filed. So it feels as if the people that are there at work have not done what they need to do. So it's important for you to not let go, to not let up, that you continue to pursue this, and maybe even go up the rung a little bit to the next higher manager or whatever. But it does feel as if it's warranted. It does feel as if it will get resolved, but it feels like there's multiple steps that just need to happen. In other words, it doesn't feel like it's something that's going to resolve in a week or 2 weeks. because it feels like the company is balking at this. So continue to, talk to people, continue to go up the rung as you need to. And we're just asking, do you need to get a lawyer? It may be that you have to get a lawyer, but at this point we would say, just try it on your own. But it does feel as if a suit will be filed, and it does feel as if she will be compensated, because it does feel like there's negligence that took place.
Yes, and I've been really tired lately. Does it have to do with maybe the energy of things changing, everything changing in the earth?
There's so many things. Yes, we feel like some of this tiredness that you're talking about is we feel a lot of emotions around you. Probably frustration about your daughter and frustration about what you're trying to do to get things moving and it not happening. So we would say, be very clear, like with the universe and with what you're doing, be very clear. This is what we are going to do. This is what we are seeking. And then just let it go instead of worrying and regurgitating and thinking about it some more and going on and on. When you keep it in your mind and you keep going over and over and over again, that can be exhausting and it can keep you in a place of limitation. So do everything that you need to do. And every time you do it, say, I'm doing everything I can. And then just let the energy go. You're obviously not going to forget about it, but you need to switch from thinking about it all the time to just, we're doing everything we can. We're staying in the moment. We're staying present. And that will be one of the things that will help you to not be quite so tired. And then the other thing is indeed the transition in energies. People do not have to get tired as you integrate new energies, but most people do get tired because you are integrating a vibration or frequency that is different than where you have been. And so anytime there's a change in frequency, people have a tendency to get tired. So by being open, by being in the flow, by being in the movement, by just letting the new energy come in and do whatever it needs to do. That's another way that it will also help you to integrate, so that so that you won't be quite so tired or have headaches or have other issues.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hi, Goddess.
Hello.
Hi. As you know, I have been looking for a home for a long time, and I know it's coming this year, but it hasn't come yet. And I guess I'm just wondering if there's any what you get on that. Anything you get.
Have you been looking for a place to buy or a place to rent?
To buy. Because
we have a sense that you will buy a place, but for whatever reason, where it's the cost of the market or for whatever reason, it just feels like there is a block that's keeping you from buying a place. We do have a sense of you moving, but we have a sense that perhaps there is a place that you rent. Now that just occurred to us. Maybe it's like one of those rent to own, or something is different about it. But we have more of a sense of you getting into a different place, and you may not purchase it outright, but it just feels different. It's definitely not the place where you're living right now. We also are seeing for the first time a potential that you'll move to a completely different area. We feel like you've always wanted to stay, in the same general area where you're living, but we're feeling like, I don't know, we're feeling the coastline, we're feeling like there's a smaller town, or it just feels different than what the other places have felt like. So perhaps that's why you haven't found anything as yet. You maybe need to look at, going further afield than where you've been looking in the past.
like further north or south.
Correct. We don't really have a set. When we say like Washington, we get a no. When we say Oregon, we get like a maybe, like in the southern part. It just feels like so aren't you in the Bay Area? We forget.
Yes, I would like to stay in California.
Okay. So it just feels like there are other communities that are smaller communities that may not be as close as what you want, but that they're more reasonable. So that's we just saw mostly like head north a little bit. And we did see maybe a little bit into Central California, but not really San Diego or Los Angeles. It felt more like Central California towards Northern California.
Okay, that's kind of. I've been looking further north because it's cheaper to go further north, but it just will be a long drive if I need to come into the Bay Area for medical appointments and such. But that's kind of been my experience where I'm like, oh, kind of priced out here, but if I go further north, it's more affordable.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, there's not the right and perfect place that's right there where you are. We just don't see that happening.
Okay, but if I were to go further, then it would be okay even if it was more isolated.
Yeah, it feels like I don't know, we just heard Sacramento. So maybe if you go further north than some of the doctors in Sacramento versus coming back to San Francisco, or we're not sure, but we just feel like the doctors are a small piece of your day versus where you're going to live 24/7. It just feels as if consider what it is that's your highest priority and then work down from there.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Goddess.
Hello.
Um, I feel like I have most of my incarnation has known each one of these aspects of Sananda.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, Sananda has talked a lot about unity and coming back to one. And I know that the church and all that false teaching and all that aspect, I know as a light worker, I feel like the light worker family is going to be okay. We're fine with that. But how is the continuity of this balance of oneness will arise through this delusion and falseness that brings stability to the collective? Can Nanda expand more on that?
Well, it is going to be challenging, and Sananda has shifted out, and it feels like they're still working with individuals. But I can see this myself. So, what one of the main reasons why things have been so slow in what's been happening is that there have been many, many, many levels and layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer that needed to be healed and cleared and shifted and changed. So it will be a dramatic shock to a lot of people as many of these religions get exposed for the way in which they've been manipulated and changed from what their original intention was. However, what they're saying, that they're kind of pulling in closer as we're talking about this. What they really want to emphasize is have faith in humanity. That even though people may be knocked off kilter, and even though people may be very shocked, and even though people may be very, very upset, have faith in humanity that they will rally about and that they will actually move past this more quickly than what is anticipated. There will always be those that give into the drama, that stick in the drama. And actually, those are the ones that may really super struggle. But we don't see that as the majority of humanity. We see that after people get over the shock of it, and then they start processing and they start thinking about things and they start understanding and they start realizing, because it's like their whole foundation is going to be changed or shifted. And so we really believe that humanity is going to be fine and that it'll be a time of shock and transition, but we don't feel like it's going to be something that lasts years upon years upon years. We feel like things are going to transition much more quickly than what a lot of people are anticipating.
does sound really neat about having faith in humanity.
Exactly.
That's a good seed to put forward. Can you go ahead and plant that
Absolutely.
seed now?
Absolutely. Did you say something?
No.
Oh.
Is there? Do we need to do anything more than just put that intention, or?
Oh,
or
it's
that's
already
it?
out there. In fact, what Sananda is sharing with me at this moment is that was part of what they were doing with everyone that was there. And then they did move out and go, that meditation could have been 3 hours long, but they then continued to move throughout the planet. And what Sananda is now saying is that he actually said that they have all seeded reservoirs of energy, and those reservoirs are now being activated as we speak. And that is what will go into humanity. That is what will anchor and balance all over the world, like pockets of energy.
Is there a specific message for me?
Just continue doing what you've been doing, remembering to stay in the balance and to stay in the light vibrational frequency, because there's such transition that is happening, and you've always been able to stay in that balanced place. You might get knocked off for a moment, but then you come back to balance.
I send love to everyone and with gratitude. Thank you.
Indeed, beloved. Thank you.
Q&A session is over. All participants are muted.
You are living at a truly amazing time in the history of this planet. You, the human, you, the person, you, the expression and the essence of your soul energy, are just beautiful and powerful and already fully integrated. As Sananda spoke with everyone this evening, they each activated that within you that will help to anchor that consciousness. As they move throughout the planet, connecting with everybody on the planet, they're placing seeds of energy that shows their belief that humanity is ready for this. Humanity will move through this transition, and all will arrive at that place of truly knowing who they are as their soul essence. And first and foremost, all of you listening are there to be the way showers. Beloved, know that I am ever with you and within you on Saluia.